I'm Diane. Welcome to my channel, Diane in Stitches, a channel all about sewing and my sewing exploits, what I bought, what I've made, fabrics, patterns, etc. So hopefully you'll enjoy the content of my videos. And if you do enjoy it, please don't forget to give a like and hopefully subscribe before you do leave at the end of the video. It all helps the channel to reach other people interested in the sewing content. So thank you very much if you have liked and subscribed already, and also leave comments. I do like reading your comments. So let's get on with today's, which, as you can see from the title, is all about the Donny shirt. Before I start, I'll let you know what I'm wearing. This is my first Jarrah sweater that I made in a really horrible cheap fabric from Pound Fabrics. I did the long cuff with the slit in it and then changed it to a cuff. So this is very cheap fabric. I think it was £1 a metre actually, from Pound Fabrics. I did just buy it to make the muslins, just see how the pattern worked out. But it's all a little bit floppy and not very good. So anyway, excuse me, got a frog in my throat this morning. So the Donny shirt. I am now on a Donny shirt number 4, so which proves that it is a TNT, tried and true, tried and tested, whatever it is, pattern that I have made. Come back to. I've had 2 with the short sleeves, and I've now made 2 with the long sleeve after they introduced the expansion pack a few months ago. So my latest one is with the diamond type fabric that I got from Sherwood's in the sale this year, sorry, I did that again. And this is a very floaty, lightweight viscose, very soft and shifty and not too bad to sew. Took my time and got it done okay. So I do quite like that. I'll pop a video and picture in of the latest one. I just put it on. I only finished it yesterday. So what I've had to do different with this one is same with the length. Just lengthened. I've lengthened them all since the first one anyway. When I tried it on before I put the cuff on, I felt the sleeve was a bit long, and in fact the previous one I made with the full width cuff, it does hang down slightly over my hand. So what I did with this is I just made it slightly narrower. It was half interfaced, so I just sliced a little bit off the uninterfaced side and a little bit off the interface side, and it's just made it slightly narrower, which does it hangs better on that one. Also, what I've done with this one, the back has gathers. There's some notches on the back piece where you gather it up. I'll show you the previous ones. I decided I'd quite like to do, can't find it, quite like to do a pleat, so I just did an inverted pleat, which you can see comes out on the inside. So it all went together quite nicely. The hem, I was going to had an inkling to do a Ban-Rol hem, because I'd bought managed to get hold of some Ban-Rol, which I'll explain in a second. I did a practice and it actually came out okay, but what I just decided to do in the end is just do the overlocking and just turn it up once. There's supposed to be it's supposed to go up 1 centimetre and then another centimetre. But I just wanted to keep as much length as possible. I have continued with, I do raise this front V point a little bit. It's probably only gone up for an inch. From the very first one I made, still has the full depth of V. So that's quite nice, and I do quite like this little pleat at the back. I think with this one it's come out better than having it all gathered up. So it is quite a floaty fabric, this one, and but it's quite nice and it feels lovely on. But as you can see, this will go from the beginning. So Donny number 1 was this one in this Life in Venice fabric, silk noir from Sherwood's, that I only had 1 metre, so I couldn't do anything about the length on this one. So I did find some, Clare of Clarobobbins was going to send me some same fabric, same pattern, but a different fabric, a viscose binding that she'd made, and it got lost in the post. But I found this in my binding stash and just used that as so I could just take up as little as possible on the hem. And of course this is the original version with the short sleeves, and those are the gathers in the back. Keeps sending the colour a bit fun. The sun keeps going in and coming out, and there's all sorts of light things going on here. But so that was the first one. The second one was this cotton poplin, which was from Beyond the Pink Door. I'd had a one-off subscription box, and this was the fabric that was in it. I've got loads left because it hasn't taken much. So with this one, I did manage to be able to lengthen it, but it actually doesn't look that much longer when it's on. Again, just the pleated back, the gathered back, which you can't really see too well. And on this one, I did raise the point, the dot, so it raised the V probably about 1 inch. So again, that's quite, I do like this one. I took this on holiday, and that was quite a nice, cool cotton poplin version. So I do like this one very much. And then the last one, previous one I made, was this viscose. This was not long ago. This was the first one with the long sleeve. This was the viscose I got in Birmingham from the silk store across the road from the rag market. And again, this is gathered at the back. This cuff is the full size cuff. You can see if I compare it with, if I can get them up together, that's the full. I've just shortened it by about probably 1.5 centimetres. And this, because this does hang quite a bit over my hand. So that's, and I lengthened this one another inch. I'd already got the pattern lengthened, but when I'd laid it out on the fabric, I went round with a ruler and just did the contour at the bottom and added another inch. So before I did this one, I added that adjustment to the pattern. So where I'd lengthened it before, I cut it again and lengthened it a bit further for this one. So this one does come down. To be honest, they don't look that different on, but anyway, they're not too short. Because with the previous one, I did actually do the proper hem, turning it up 1 centimetre and then another centimetre, and then just top stitching it. But obviously, as I say, with this one, I just did the overlocking and then top stitched it. What I did do differently with this one, which I hadn't realised when I was making it, and you do the collar, it says optional top stitching, and I just went ahead and top stitched the collar once I'd turned it right side out. And then I thought, I can't remember doing that with the previous ones, and when I looked at the short sleeve ones, I'd not done any top stitching at all. So it looked a little bit odd with just the collar piece top stitched. So I did then go around on this one and top stitch up the lapel all the way along, and then it goes all the way around the neck and then comes down the other side of the lapel. Because the only top stitching normally, which you can't really see on this, is top stitching the inner facing down. So I ended up doing some extra top stitching on this one. and they don't, when you top stitch the facing in, it only tells you to come along here and then down, follow the facing. It's not actually top stitched there, but I did add that on this one. But I didn't think this one would look nice with top stitching, with it being so delicate a fabric. So I did leave that untop stitched. So the only top stitching is, and again you can hardly see it really, you come from the shoulder seam to here and then come down. So this is catching the facing is inside, and you come right down across and then back up the other side. So quite pleased with that. That's another Donny added to my collection. Not sure how many more there'll be, but I do quite like the long sleeve one, and it's just sort of gathered into the cuff at this side. It's just got a plain binding. It's not a tower placket, you just do the binding type placket, which is just caught on the inside. It's a little bit of a simple design, I suppose. And then just a simple button cuff, which I don't actually need. I can get, it's actually wide enough to get in, and the other one as well, without undoing the button. So I could have forgot the buttonhole and just put a button on and I'd done with it. So there we go. So I do like this. I think the pleated back does fit better with this fabric. I think gathered. I might just do that in future. So prefer as pleat really than gathers. So that's Donny number 4. So yeah, so the only other thing I did, I'll put some, when I made this one, I went into Boys in our town and got what I thought was the right colour blue button. And when I got it home, I've done this before in Boys with some cotton, Gutterman cotton, and I've gone in and got it home and thought, that's just not the right colour at all, very strange. So I got this, I'd put the button on, it's not this one, changed it now. And it just looked purple. I'll put a picture up of the button that was on there. So we went into Leeds the other day. We decided to have a trip out. I went to Leeds and I had a scoot round various, there was a stall in the market and there was B&M fabrics, which I did get a button there. I touched some fabric, but I didn't buy any. So I was looking at buttons, and I did get 2 from B&M fabrics, and then I also got 2 from the market stall. To try and, I took a sample of the cloth with me to try and, well, I had the blouse on anyway as well, to try and get some better buttons, and I did get a different. Well, I'll show you the choice. I put a picture up of the choice of the buttons that I was going to change for. So that actually is the same one as the one on the new one, but it's a different blue. So I got the button. So I managed to change the buttons yesterday while I was putting the buttons on this one. I then changed it and changed the previous button over. So that's all done now. Got rid of the purple. It really did look odd. It was just, I know there's purple in the fabric, but it just looked really strange to me. So I'm glad I've changed the button now anyway. So as I'd said with the hem on the new one, I was going to try the Ban-Rol, and I did actually have a little play. I didn't quite know how to. I was trying to figure it out in my mind how to do it in the round. I think you have to overlap, just cut a long piece, and then I didn't know whether to do the front and the back separately and then sew the side seams. So anyway, I thought I'll just have a little bit of a practice and see how it goes. So this is the Ban-Rol, which I don't know if it's the same as other makes. because it was saying that it has a thick edge piece, and this one didn't. And when I pulled one side out, it seemed that it hadn't been cut straight. So I got to the other side, went to the other side, and that came off straighter. So I used that little piece, and I did get a piece of the fabric, and I got a curved piece purposely to try see how it went on the curve, and I was quite pleased with how that came out. I don't know if you can see, but it did actually work quite well. I was quite tempted to have a go with the whole hem, but I just decided I'll just overlock it for now, get it done, and then I'll probably have a play with that at with probably the fabric that's not so awkward to maneuver and manipulate, because it was all over the place. It just kept moving on its own accord. Very awkward, but anyway, got it sorted. So as you'll have seen, probably if you follow me on Instagram, I finished the tie dress, the blue one, out of the duvet cover. I did decide in the end to enter it for the Sew Up Cycle 25 challenge. I managed to get a picture of all the bits and bobs left over from the duvet cover. So I've entered it, so I don't know how long that'll take, whether that'll get anywhere anyway, but we'll see. So I have now cut out my wool version that is going to be for the reunion, which is actually a week on next Wednesday week, 12th of November. I've got the bodices together. I'll get that off to show you. It's all sticking to the mannequin. So I got the bodice pieces together. I did managed to get some plain cotton from, went into Hobbycraft actually. We went to Meadowhall shopping centre the other day, and just further up the road there's a Hobbycraft, which I haven't been in for years actually, and they'd got this presumably quilting cotton, but it's a really good match. There was 80 centimetres left on it was literally the last piece, 80 centimetres. She just charged me for half a metre, which was £4. So that's quite come out quite nicely. So I've got that bit done, and that's the inside. So I've understitched and turned that round and pressed it. So that's now ready. I did that yesterday after I'd finished the Donny. So that's the bit that just goes in the front there. So I've got everything. It's all cut out. I think what I'm going to do is try and film a little bit of the construction. That'll be next video, because it's all very easy. I mean, the side panels are all just straight. Everything's just rectangular pieces. The sleeves are rectangular, so this is the longer length sleeve. So I've just pinned that where the pleat, and it just forms the pleat at the bottom. So again, that's just a straight piece which goes onto the side of the side panel. So that might be interesting. These are all the ties. There's a specific way of doing the ties, but I think I'm just going to fold them in half and then use my Prim turning tools to make those, because it is going to be quite bulky and bulkier than the duvet cover in that wool. So that's what I might do with the ties. So I'll probably get that. That might be next week's, because it's not going to take long to do. The blue one only took me one day, so we'll see. So as I say, we went to Leeds, and I sorted out the buttons, and I went into John Lewis, and while I was there, I was looking for buttons there, but they were only got packs of 6, and I thought, well, I don't want to buy a big pack of anything, not that they had the right colour anyway. So while I was there, I had a look at they'd got the patterns most only simplicity ones actually. And I had been watching Carole of Carole. Well, I do watch Carole every week and subscribe to her channel. Do go and check her out. She does some fantastic videos, and she's a big fan of big four patterns, and she showed a pattern quite a while ago. I can't remember how long ago. I made a note of the number, and I thought, oh, I'm going to have a look for that pattern. So I did actually get it, and it's this one, the Simplicity 9923, which is, because these trousers looked really nice, but I also quite like these shorts. So the trousers you can do in a cropped length or a long length, and then the short. But I just thought they were quite nice with this sort of patch feature pocket there. Thought that would be, and I quite like the shape of these trousers. So bought a pattern, £14 patterns, and I haven't bought one of these patterns for years. I also noticed that Pattern Emporium had released a new pattern, and as soon as I looked at it, I thought it looks very similar to the Donny Shirt, but it hasn't got the lapel. So I had a look at the sort of all the versions and the fabrics needed and everything, and I thought, I'm going to get that. I'll put the line drawing up. I thought it looks interesting. It might not be as complicated to do this facing as, it's not that the Donny's once you've done a few of the Donny's, it comes what needs to be done, sinks in. So I thought I'll give that a go. There was 15% off, and when they do that, they also reduce some other, probably half a dozen other patterns as well as a promotion. And I'd got two of the patterns I'd already got anyway, but they've got the getaway shorts, which I know Clare of Clarobobbins has just made a pair, which look really good, and I thought I'll get those. They were 15% off as well, so I thought so I just got this About Town top and the getaway shorts. Haven't had them printed yet, so hopefully, so I've got shorts patterns now, and I've got enough shorts patterns. I think I've got enough top patterns, so I really need to rein it in for a little while now. So basically, my next, my wool's shredding all over the top. It does fray a little bit. So basically, this is the project now. They get this dress done, and then I have got I cut it out the white viscose, which is going to be an all-in easy shirt, which is a Pattern Emporium pattern. So I don't think I have got anything else to mention this week. So I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the Donny Shirt collection, and I'll hope you have a good week, and I will see you all in the next video. So bye for now.